Welcome back to another episode of Tie 24 Sports. I already got the picks up real quick. This is January 29th, Thursday. A little under the weather, but hopefully I'll be able to get back with the picks and get back into the kicker thing. So with college basketball tonight, I got Iowa State money line. I know it's a big line, but I couldn't get it down past 9.5. So I say money line for right now. Maybe live bet at some points or whatever. If you see something like within like 5.5, 6.5, or something like that, take that, whatever. But they're a big favorite. We're gonna go over to ESPN in a second. I got Illinois money line. Also, same thing. See if you can get live bet it or whatever to get if you want points. But let's just go money line. Foreman actually started early. It's the early game. If you're watching live, take them money line. Troy, I got a -2.5, and I got Wofford money line. Then I got East Tennessee State money line. Now NBA, I only got two that I kind of trust. We're gonna see with the Heat later, but these two I kind of trust. Philly -3.5, and also Denver -3.5. So now we're gonna be recycling through those picks back and forth, but I want to go to ESPN really quick, give you guys a look at what's going on in the world, the wide world of sports. So if we take a look over there, let me just add them real quick. Can I make myself smaller? Okay, no. So it's spotlighting. Yeah, so let's spotlight that real quick. Let's go to ESPN. Switch back to those NBA picks real quick. So I like Philly. They 25-21. They're at home. They're favored by 11.5. If you can get points lower, then you maybe take maybe like a 4.5 or whatever. Some sites won't let you go down. Looking at that Bucks and that Wizards game, I would try to fill it out and maybe just do a little live bet on that to the side. Third quarter, if you see the Bucks holding it down, you want to see how they are. A lot of trade rumors with Giannis right now. Also, you got the Rockets and you got the Hawks. Stay away from this one. This is a very competitive game. Hawks at home. Rockets favored by 6.5. I don't know. The Hawks may be able to defend their crown. Same thing with the Heat and the Bulls. If I had to pick, I would go with the Heat. They're actually favored by 1.5, but you just never know. They dropped one last night to the Magic in that rivalry game. That's why I wanted to stay away from that. The Hornets and the Mavs, it's not really worth it. That's a toss up. They favoring the Hornets. I don't really like away teams in those close matchups like that. Then we got the Nuggets and the Nets. The Nets suck. They got the Nuggets -6.5. I wouldn't mind taking that. I just gave you money line just to be safe, but I wouldn't mind taking that 6.5. I wouldn't mind taking that. Really. And then for the nightcap, you got the 9 o'clock games and the 9:30 games. You got Pistons and Suns. That's gonna be a real competitive one. I think no, that's not the Prime TV game. The Prime TV game gonna be the one on Amazon Prime. So if you got an Amazon account, remember you can watch on through the app. You can watch the NBA games tonight. So the early games are gonna be that Bucks and Wizards game, and then the late game is going to be the Thunder and the Timberwolves. But let's get to this Pistons and Suns. This Pistons and Suns game, very competitive again. They favoring the Pistons on the road by 3.5. I want to go with the Pistons, but you just never know with the Suns. But I would rock with the Pistons. They've been consistent, but I'm not going to put it on the ticket. Then you look at the Thunder and the T-Wolves, and that's not my team, but I'm a big Anthony Edwards guy, so I kind of want to go with them. But your mind telling you stick with OKC. They got OKC -6.5, but you never know. But I would say OKC probably. Now let's go over to college basketball real quick. Let's check out what's going on in college basketball. So Illinois is knocking on the door of the top 5. Okay, I don't know what that was about. Let's go back. Sometimes these computers be tripping out, bro. Okay, so yeah, Illinois is knocking on the door of the top 5. Is Illinois a Final Four contender? So that's one of the big stories. It's saying though the first half of last season Illinois looked like a legitimate Final Four contender, the Fighting Illini started 12-3 with wins over Wisconsin, Missouri, Oregon, and Arkansas. So those some big names, but they would go 5-8 in their next 13 games, proven to be something of a paper tiger. So, look like Tarzan, play like Jane. It says in games against quad 4 opponents, They had the best defensive rating in the country in college basketball analytics. In quad one games, they were 82nd. So basically, when they played against the big teams, they couldn't compete. They said this season feels different, and it's while Illinois is knocking on the door of the top 5 of this week's power rankings. All right, so those power rankings, unlike football, well, even with football, because we got a committee, they can affect people that's getting picked up in the tournament. But let's get back to the actual games for tonight. I want to go through all of these games. So those are 2 big games on FS1. You're gonna find those.
Alexander Kopsitsky into the game.
We got Colorado visiting Iowa State. So Iowa State is favored by 16.5 against a 12-8 Colorado team. I don't like that. That's too big of a spread. The lowest I saw was 9.5. I think you got a live bet that if you want points. If you want to put it on the ticket, do it like how I had it. Let me go back to the college real quick. So I just had Iowa State money line. So I would stick with that. As far as Washington and Illinois, Washington another decent team. I'm gonna take Illinois at home, but that 12.5, that's disrespect to Washington. So I'm gonna take Illinois at home. Let's go to the rest of the Division One because there's a lot of teams. It's just not a lot of Power 4 teams. So Foreman is actually losing. Ooh, so maybe if you didn't pick that, then just leave that alone. Because Sanford actually, looking like a good super dog. They looking decent, but you never know. Foreman probably will take care of it, as the game go further. That's why you got to be careful with these picks. So there go that Wofford game. They visiting Chattanooga. Chattanooga is 9-12, but they got Chattanooga favored by 1.5. So they feel like Chattanooga can take care of their home court. That's in the Southern Conference. It's another game. We already saw that Colorado Iowa State. I'm looking for something that might stand out. You may want to take a look at that Long Island versus Lee Monet. I never heard of that school. Yeah, Lee Monet. That's Long Island -7.5. I like a Long Island -2.5. Let's have them winning by 3 points. At home. Stony Brook and Campbell, they got Campbell favored. Okay, I would have went with a Stony Brook. That William and Mary and Elon, stay away from that one. Monmouth and North Carolina A&T, I don't really care for. Yeah, I'm cool on that. Some of these games are very iffy. I like the Mercer pick. Mercer is hosting North Carolina Greensboro, and they're up. They're favored by 10.5. You might want to take Mercer money line. I take Mercer minus a 3.5 or something. See if you can get it something reasonable like that. Let's see, Liberty. Now this one I like. Liberty on the road against Middle Tennessee. The thing about it is they on the road. But Liberty is undefeated in Conference USA at a record overall of 17-3 and 9-0 in Conference USA play. Going against Middle Tennessee, that's 11-8 overall, but 5-3 in conference play. So Liberty is only favored by 1.5. So why not take it? Maybe just an individual thing, not put too much on it. Put a couple of dollars. Georgia Southern. If you can get that Georgia Southern, take that. Take it from -5.5, not that 11, or take it money line, Georgia Southern. So Georgia Southern and Louisiana Monroe. Florida Atlantic visiting Memphis. I don't know why Florida Atlantic is the underdog. Memphis is favored -2.5 at home. Maybe Vegas knows something, so maybe stay away from it. Maybe live bet it. But I would think Florida Atlantic would get that at the house. I mean on the road. I'm sorry, Memphis is at the house. Sorry about that. Penn State and Northwestern, stay away from that. 2 good garbage teams. They 9-11, 1-8 and 0-8, and 0-9 and 1-8 in Big Ten play. So we'll see. You got Georgia State and Louisiana. So a lot of Georgia-Louisiana matches going on. I don't like this one. This one's 2 bad teams, 9-12 and 5-16. Georgia State is favored by 1.5. If I had to go on one, I would stick with Georgia State, but that's a road game. You know how I am about the road in college basketball. Those crowds go crazy. I don't care what school you're at. As far as dogs, okay, now this is a late game. If you could stay up for this, you got UC San Diego versus UC Santa Barbara. I'm going with Dago. I'll take the points, the -3.5. I like it. Montana visiting Portland. They got Portland. I would take Portland money line. Hawaii visiting UC Irvine. Stay away from that. So that's pretty much the college basketball games. That's pretty much what's going on. Now I want to visit YouTube and see some topics, see something I can react to as far as the world of sports. Sometimes I react to other stuff, but I want to keep it sports. Now I don't know if you guys found out or not, but the Miami Hurricanes. I think I mentioned this
Can you
before.
just break it down, Alex, for people who don't?
They got They discussing it all over the internet. Basically, you know what? I'm gonna forget the video for right now, and I'm gonna just go to the transfer portal on 3. I don't like dealing with the other website 247 because they got all those locks on it. Let's go to on 3 team rankings. Oh no, let's go to on 3. Transfers. Where's the transfer portal at? Give me a second. These websites are very interesting how they set stuff up. So, okay, here go Miami. And I want to go to transfers. Or do they put them all together? I want to show you guys some of the guys Miami picked up recently this week and just take a look at, okay, here we go, transfers. Sorry about that. Okay. So if you guys can see the screen, I'm going to put this in the spotlight real quick. So if you're looking at what I'm looking at, so we're going to do transfers in, not out. So they got Cooper Barkate. This guy is rated as a 92 transfer. He was a 93 coming out of high school. I guess, no, he maybe was a 93 last year because he came from Harvard, and from Harvard he went to Duke. Smart guy. Now he's at Miami. 1,000-yard receiver. And then you got Dorian Mensah from Duke. Threw from almost 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, I believe, and 6 interceptions. Then you got Conrad Hussey coming from Oregon State by way of Florida State. Originally from St. Thomas Aquinas in Fort Lauderdale. He was a big-time freshman, didn't do so much at Florida State, and then he kind of redshirted last year at Oregon State, I believe. So, he should be a big contributor. Then you got Keone Davis. I think I already went over that. They got him verified as elite from Rival. So he was everything's verified with him, I guess, coming out of high school. Then you got Jamal Merriweather, offensive lineman from Georgia. They recruit well regardless of how they coach them up. Then you got Damon Wilson, the number 3 pass rusher, I believe. Is this out of high school? Yeah, I think this is out of high school. I don't think that's transfer portal because he's a 96 in the transfer portal. 88, 88, 86, 96, 92. So they got some big-time transfers. So they transfer class is really looking good for the Miami Hurricanes. They even got a kid, Jaquez Carter from Newberry, Florida. He's replacing Dante Simpson that left after 1 year. They both were freshmen. Got a little playing time. He's coming from Ohio State to Miami. Originally, Ohio State and Miami were like his top 2 teams out of high school going into 2025. So it's a lot going on with the Canes, man. It's a lot going on. Now, again, I'm going to try to find some stuff to react to before we get up out of here. And let me keep switching the picks. So there go the NBA picks once again. Let's take a look at maybe some highlights from last night. Let's go to some highlights because there was a lot going on in basketball. So I'm going to take a look a little bit at the Heat game. So let's go late in the game. The Heat were playing very competitive. But for whatever reason, man, it's like a rivalry. It's very serious for Orlando whenever they play the Heat.
You know what? That was defended well.
And also, you got Giannis.
In the low post.
Giannis is
He's got
supposed
15
to be,
points for Orlando. There's 2.
The trade talk.
Size over Wiggins, too.
I don't know if he's going to end up getting
9 points for
Giannis.
Andrew Wiggins with wear on him.
Yeah. It was a naked
Good
net
job
game.
by Kalel to defend without fouling, but another offensive board for the
But if you
Magic.
skip ahead to like crunch time,
Ouch.
it's crunch time.
Bringing this team back.
He
into
just
a
allowed the
competitive game.
Magic to shoot those threes.
Triple.
And the thing about the Magic is they play team ball. The
Suggs
Heat
doing a
do
little
too, but it
penguin
seems like
dance down the other end.
on the inside they play team
Suggs.
ball, but they always like ISO or like have a few guys shooting from the outside.
Respect.
I don't even think
Trick,
the biggest thing
crossover,
is just have a
pullback.
score.
That's
You know,
nasty
it's-
work.
They rely so much on defense, getting these shootouts, or whatever. You get a team that's hot, they may not be better than you, but can you go goal for goal with them?
Wiggins
They kind of got away from you guys.
That's a great way to catch
it.
9:25 left.
That was unfortunate. Another unfortunate event was what happened with Houston and San Antonio.
Behind the arc, so just one between the
Houston, you see, in the third, they had a nice lead.
As he slams it down. Tonight, Ray Acosta, you saw the shot of. He's the referee.
At home, you thinking they're going to hold it down.
Spinning it,
Wemby is winning.
Blocked by Wembanyama. His second, he took it off the back.
The guy's alone, man. He's alone.
Gets on the floor.
Putting on a little
bit. A 5-point game and a bad loss to the Pelicans on Sunday.
Taking up space. Like, look at the
Durant
space
raising and hitting, swishing through a three.
Looking kind of like intimidating down box.
NCAA champion 2 years ago at UConn. Wembanyama with the ball handling and the fadeaway. 15 now for Wembanyama. Averages 24 per game. He comes over to help Şengün. And I don't know if that was a shot or a pass. Himself. San Antonio runs its largest lead. Thompson missed the dunk on the alley-oop.
It's a lot to deal with
on
the
that side of the
fourth
floor.
quarter.
Wembanyama fouled and count the basket. A 3-point chance now
There's just a lot going on with this guy.
Timer's down to 3. Durant can't get rid of Castle. It's no good. Too strong. Hornet got the rebound though.
Third quarter, Houston had a nice lead.
Johnson with a slam.
San
Beating
Antonio,
the shot clock.
keep coming.
Wembanyama got accidentally kicked in the face.
I know when Wemby first got in the league, we were talking about maybe,
and now Wembanyama down court
this
with
is not
a
a
catch
Zion
and finish in
Williamson
one motion.
situation.
He
This is the
grabbed
real
it.
deal.
And then they outscored
Kind of
Houston
not a
by
finished product,
6.
but he's definitely not a star. He's a superstar. Zion and what's my guy up there in Memphis, John Morant. Those are stars, but Wemby is a superstar. But that's gonna be the show for the day. Again, NBA picks. I got Philly -3.5. I got Denver -3.5, and then again I got Iowa State money line, Illinois money line. Furman, you might want to drop it, but I still believe in it. Money line. It's live right now. We got Troy -2.5. We got Wofford money line and East Tennessee State money line. Let me check out one more time. Let me check out that game with Furman. I don't want you guys to just get off of Furman because sometimes scores go up and down. But let's just check it out because I don't think it's time to panic. Also, they still talk about that Bill Belichick thing where they snubbed him for the Hall of Fame. But I want to check this out real quick. Yeah, so
Alexander put 60 into the game for Oregon.
Money line.
And Ullman getting a lot of his guys in here early. Deep three. And Phillips hits it. He put on a great display of shooting after shooting.
That's going to be the show for the day, man. You got the college picks right there. Here go one more time. The NBA picks. Man, y'all go ahead and do it up, and put them picks in. Thank you for watching the show. If you didn't see the whole thing, go back and watch it again. You can rewind, or rewatch it, But it's Ty 24 Sports. Thank you for tapping into me. Like, share, and subscribe. Send it to other people. I'm out.